Hey there, so here is my Seto Kaiba deck. It's been a long time coming, but I've said, well, it's better now or never. So I'll jump right in. I'll explain sort of why I chose certain things, what I left out, what's in, and explain sort of how I built this. And there are some cards that are Oricas as well, so. Alright, so 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon. I had to choose the original designs. I could settle on one, but whatever. Anyway, it just has to be the original looking dragon. I have a Vorse Raider, Lejeune, X-Head Cannon. These are the ultras from the Kaiba collection, so their ultra rare is kind of, it blends in with the card, which is kind of unfortunate, but they're nice. It's good to see ultra rares of these. An original Battle Ox from the Japanese series. I took Enraged Battle Ox out because I figured, well, if I ever build his Dark Side of Dimensions deck, I can put Enraged Battle Ox in that, which makes more sense. He never used Enraged Battle Ox. Ryukish Empowered, Paladin of White Dragon. Lots of cool combos with that. And again, what Kaiba did with this, Ryukish Empowered, which you can do with Lejeune or even Vorse Raider, is the same combo. If you ever wind up having one of these two, Crush Card and Shrink, you can do that on your own, and weirdly enough, it'll help. Mirror Force, I keep that in here for the dragon spell. I actually bought a magic trick mirror. I know this is going to come out soon, along with the other one. I forgot what it's called. Attack Guidance Armor. But I just don't like having extra effects on there which are not needed, so I'll have to see how it looks. Ring of Destruction, or Bell of Destruction is dubbed in some of the games, I think. Eternal Dual Soul, maybe. Tyrant Wing, it's another trap card for the dragon spell. Shadow Spell is great. It was a magic card in the lore, Duel's Kingdom. Interdimensional Matter Transporter. This card was very good on the show, and in Magic the Gathering there are cards like Blink that remove it and then bring it back immediately. But this card, you have to wait till the end of your turn to bring it back, which kind of sucks. So Crush Card, I have to change the effect of this, because this is the one card that they actually made more broken than the anime, believe it or not, and no one gets this. So in the lore, okay, so in the first duel of Crush Card, it was any monster with 1,000 attack or less. If it was destroyed by battle, you flip it over, and then it destroys their entire deck, basically. You know, they can't use any of their monsters. So, and then the second time around, it turned to, you know, Dark Monster with 1,000 attack or less, which is more accurate. Glad. But in reality, this thing just activates by, if you just have a Sangan, or if you have a Sagi, you would never play that, you just flip this in response to their Dust Tornado or Space Typhoon. You just literally flip it. That's the problem. It's just a card you flip. And you just sack the Sangan and then destroy everything. Like, they should have kept the requirement to having your monster be destroyed by battle. That would have made it more fair, and they wouldn't have to ruin the Crush card that they've made since, I remember, 2006, because they eroded it like 5 years ago, and no one played it. I think it's a 3 now. But the Japanese formats actually had this early on because it was an ultra rare, and I've showed that in my binder video. It was an ultra rare from a video game, and they could use that card early on, like everything else. They got Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. They got Cyberstein. That was the combo in Eternal Dual Soul. Anyway, So I always had a beef about Crush Card Virus and Konami Card Division. That's the one time that a card was more broken in the TCG, OCG, than in, you know, the anime. So I'm going to change that to be like that. Because you can Sakuretsu their Sangan. Which honestly would be, it would help. Cloning. I remember when these came out, there was a special prize contest going on. I think it was Cloning, Blastsphere, and 2 other cards. Copycat, and what the hell was the last one? I think Merrick's card, the Relief Return or something. So that was pretty neat. And this just looks great as a ultra rare, the original print ultra rare. Call the Haunted, and the Japanese Negate Attack, which was a magic card, a quick play magic card. 3 Giant Germ, you need that for sacrificing and Crush Card Virus. It buys you a turn. Thunder Dragon, Polymerization, and discard fodder. Obelisk, this is a time where, yes, I do use the official English one because this is more accurate, which was great. Slifer, unfortunately, didn't have the protection that this does, which really stupid. I don't think they did a good job with the gods. Obelisk is good, though. This was used in tournaments, I think in frog decks. I got rid of a newer Chaos Number I got in this deck and went back to the Lost Millennium Ultra Rare, and this one has the misprint. If you look on the bottom, I think it's spelled Y-O-R-U for your opponents. Yep. Yoru, opponents, life points. I mean, really, I just wanted to get rid of the other one and sell it, so it worked out. More space in my binder. A friend gave me this card, which was pretty neat, nice of him, and it's neat to have in the deck. So I appreciated that. I use Kaiser Glider. I think it's a really cool card because you can tack it into a Monarch. I only have one XYZ materials in here. You really can build another Kaiba deck and focus on that, just like in the Grand Prix, which was a filler season. It was a filler season, excuse me, because it didn't exist in the manga. And the story was Kazuki Takahashi didn't finish the manga at the ending in time, and they had to create these filler seasons, the producing company. So, but the filler season duels were pretty good. It's because, like I said in a previous video, Kazuki wasn't... The manga was obviously about dueling with cards, but he preferred to have certain cards that he created, liked to portray a character, and he stuck with them, just like any creator of their work. It's just that obviously there was a discrepancy between what took off with Shonen Jump back then and all those different things. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is you can totally build 3 Kaiba decks, 3 or 4, from different seasons. The Dragon one from Noah series, the Machine Dragon one from the Grand Prix, and just a regular Battle City Kaiba deck from the anime. Sorry, the manga. Slate Warrior, Spear Dragon, Kaiser Seahorse, Blade Knight. It was a vanilla in the manga. What is this called? Death Limp was a vanilla. Wall of Illusion, this was used in his test deck. Oh no, sorry, it was... Apparently, Kaiba created a really good ultimate deck when he got Obelisk, the Tormentor, to face against. And the Duel Machine used, Kaiba's Duel's Kingdom cards, some good combos. It used Aquamador and this card as well. And I used that for Crush Card. Cyberjar, I have a Hobby League, which is pretty neat. Sangan, Manju for the Ritual, King of the Swamp. Need that King of the Swamp. We have staples here. Silent Doom, which is great. So, a little fun fact, which nobody knows, and I even tried to communicate with Yu-Gi-Oh! Wikia, but they're really not, some of them are really not very sociable people. And one of them, the card I'm referencing is Gadget Soldier. In the manga, that was a 4-star. That's the reason why Kaiba played it. I mean, honestly, they can play anything, but Kaiba played it because it was a 4-star in the manga. And so I tried to ask if the Yu-Gi-Oh! Wikia people can include a note referencing that, because everybody asks. And this one guy, something was wrong with him, and he wouldn't change it. He wouldn't add a note. Some of those people are kind of weird. There were some good people, good mods, but one of them was really nasty. So anyway, I complained about him to the higher-ups. So, anyway, you'll see random things like that on Yu-Gi-Oh! Wikia. I purposely go to Yugipedia. I don't want to patron Yugi, the first one, anymore. This card he uses prior to... Is it prior to Dark Side of Dimensions? Or... Yeah, either way, he uses this in a manga novel. Which is great, because you can search for Blue Eyes, you can search for Chaos Emperor Dragon. Which is kind of cheats. Fiend Sanctuary, Shrink, White Dragon Ritual. This, I keep the draw until you have 3. I might make a compromise and do the draw until you have 3 and then discard your hand in 5 turns. It depends how this deck works, because honestly, you know, looking at this, you can obviously draw a bunch of garbage. So I have to figure that out if I want to do it, you know, towards the anime, or, you know, split the difference. Megamorph he used in the Pyramid of Light movie, which I consider canon. I only have one of the dragon spells in here. Because honestly, if you do get this dragon spell and you get Mirror Force turn 1, wherever it is, that's really broken. So I just want to use one of those. Enemy Controller and Lullaby of Obedience. Someone played this deck once and declared Blacklist a Soldier Envoy of the beginning. And that was pretty wild. So over here I have more cards that I decided not to put in. And so again, you can make a Kaiba deck that is focused on this. I have Pet in the Dark Clown in here. If you feel so inclined, you can print the deck, I forgot what it's called, Deck Devastation Virus. It's the other one. The one that just mills 10 cards if they destroy one of your Dark with 1,000 tech or less from the movie. Luster Dragon number 2, Tribute 2400, not bad. Rollout is a cool card, because if you use a limited number of these in your deck, which I could probably put in here, you can reborn one from the grave and put it in your spell and trap zone and equip it on one of those. So that way you can summon the fusion. This card he used in the manga, Manticore. What is this called? Mosaic Manticore. It's kind of strange. During the standby phase of your next turn, after you tribute summon this card, special summon the monsters tributed from your graveyard. They cannot declare an attack and their effects are negated. So, I mean, honestly, you can summon Obelisk. Vampire Lord. I really like Vampire Lord, because he looks like a anime kind of guy. Has a nice aesthetic look. Manju. Kaiba Man, if you want to do the GX route. Ancient Lamp. I took that out because it was just kind of... It was not very excellent. But its effect to redirect an attack isn't bad. I even played this in GOAT once, and it worked out. Soul Absorption, same thing. Doing the Grand Prix thing. Dark Core. Soul Release, he uses those. Spell Economics, I just put in there for the heck of it. These are extra cards, by the way. Diffusion and Wingbeat of Giant Dragon, which he uses. So, I know this video is long. Hope you enjoyed it, and there are